$13,000 a month. What more do you want from me? Oh my God. I'm at 30.
I gotta be honest here, folks. When Kamala Harris called me and asked me to be her vice president, I said, yeah. This is personal for me. I love this country. And as a former teacher, I need the money. This suit is from Costco. It's a Kirkland brand. They make great dog food.
Thank you, Tim. Oh, thank you. Wow. You are, wow.
The Israeli Prime Minister came here today and said that Israel is surrounded by those who want to destroy it, an enemy. We're here, members of a Muslim Arab committee mandated by 57 Arab and Muslim countries. And I can tell you here, very unequivocally, all of us are willing to, right now, guarantee the security of Israel in the context of Israel ending the occupation and allowing for the emergence of a Palestinian state, independent state, along the efforts that we all agree. He is creating that danger because he simply does not want the two-state solution. And if he does not want the two-state solution, can you ask the Israeli officials, what is their end game? Other than just wars and wars and wars. Can you ask Israelis what's their narrative other than I'm going to continue to go to war, I'm going to kill this and kill that and destroy this and this that. The amount of damage that Israeli government has done, 30 years of efforts to convince people that peace is possible, this Israeli government killed it. The amount of dehumanization, hatred, bitterness will take generations to navigate through. So ultimately the question is, we want peace and we've laid out a plan for peace. Ask any Israeli official what is their plan for peace. You'll get nothing because they're only thinking of the first step. We're going to go destroy Gaza, inflame the West Bank, destroy Lebanon, and after that they have no plan. It is time to face the truth, and the truth is, unless Netanyahu is stopped, unless this government is stopped, war will encompass all of us.
The great war has begun. It says in the scriptures, when Jerusalem is surrounded by armies, the end has come now. Forsake your houses and run. There in Dimona, where the enemy has nuclear power that he produced in Dimona, that's where the African Hebrew Israelites are, and they're the best thing that ever happened to that place called Israel. But I'm going to say this, you know, that's the Holy Land. You can't bring your mess into the Holy Land and think that God will not expel you from that place. Can you imagine in Israel? They have gay parades in the Holy Land. And you think about that. Do you think the God of heaven is pleased with that? That's why a new Jerusalem is to come down from heaven. Put up the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th fleets. It's wartime. That's why I decided to wear red today. Just letting you know, no easy time coming. You're going to have to prepare to save your lives. Now here's the 2nd fleet guarding the eastern coast. The 3rd fleet guarding the western coast. The 5th fleet there, I think this is the Indian Ocean. And this fleet is designed to protect here. The 6th fleet is positioned in Europe, but it can move into any area here that's in trouble. And the 7th fleet is in the Pacific for China and Japan. These are nuclear ships. I heard the Honorable Elijah Muhammad say that Allah was going to destroy the 6th and the 7th fleet. I didn't ask him how. I just know what he said. War is here now. And if they attack Iran, I'm saying this to our government. You are being blinded by your passion and the fear in Israel that if Iran develops nuclear weapons, then what? Iran would be absolutely crazy if she had a weapon to attack Israel. Israel is the most well-armed nation in all that area of the world. Israel has more weapons of mass destruction that could defeat that whole area. So she's feeling, you know, her oats, I guess you could say. So they're saying, well, look, if you don't want to do it, step aside and let us do it. Let you do it, and then what? You know, if you do it, you're going to pull America in behind you. But let me tell you what you're facing. You can't win another war. You can't win in Iraq. You can't win in Afghanistan. You can't win in Pakistan. I don't care where you go. Your day of winning for evil is over. And do you know why America is there? She's after strategic interests. Have you heard that word before? Strategic interests? That's oil. That's gas. That's precious minerals. And wherever there's precious wealth that America needs, go look and see the war that's going on there.
All right, buckle up, boys, because we are headed to World War III, just as I predicted. How did I do that? Either I have a crystal ball and my name is Miss Cleo, calling me now, or this has been the most obviously planned war in the history of obviously planned wars. It's actually insulting to me how obvious this is. We're going to get to the Middle East, but first we have to take a closer look, at Donald J. Harris. After many of you were sending me clips of Judge Joe Brown, this is so random, speaking about how he knew Donald, and yeah, he claims that Donald was not black. All that coming up on Candace. So I am totally like a crazy person obsessed with this investigation because there is something so right in front of our face that we are stumbling upon, and this woman now scares me. I'm very scared by somebody who can just put on an entire act about their identity, and I'm very scared about what I'm coming across through all of these files, searching things, these slight name changes, taking on different identities. It seems pretty obvious to me that we are hitting upon some sort of an organized communist cell. You know, yesterday I had asked you guys to please send me anything regarding Alvis Cambridge's marriage to Cynthia Cambridge because I couldn't find anything about it. And somebody did find something. He changed the spelling, or maybe if we're being nice here, the journalist got the spelling of his marriage announcement wrong, but they did find it in the Kingston Gleaner. So I just want to start there because I want to provide that update. Here it is. Alvis Cambridge's marriage announcement in the Kingston Gleaner dated June 30th, 1953. It reads, the wedding of Miss Cynthia Lopez, daughter of Mr. and Mrs. H.A. Lopez of, it's a little cut off here, but Bushy St. Catherine Parish, it looks like, and Mr. Alvis St. Elmo Cambridge, the son of Mr. and Mrs. U.L. Cambridge. It goes on to state elsewhere that Mr. Beavis Campbell was best man, and Mr. John Strudwick, who I recognize because that would be Carmen's husband. In case you're wondering who Carmen is, that is White Iris's sister, because she was the maid of honor in their wedding, and she eventually gets married to somebody with the last name Strudwick. So John Strudwick was, in fact, the best man here. So this is a very, very close family for him to be the best man. And Raymond Stewart were ushers at the ceremony, which was performed by Reverend J. Leslie McPherson. Now, even of more interest is they also have the exact same wedding song as Iris Cambridge and Oscar Harris. Again, these people seem pretty close-knit, almost a little too close-knit. But I do want to point out there that it says Alvis Cambridge's parents are Mr. and Mrs. U.L. Cambridge. So that is either incorrect or that is an intentional deviation, or rather just not a match, because if we go back and take a look at Iris and Oscar Harris's wedding announcement, we're going to pull that up. So this is Iris, whatever you want to call her, Cambridge's wedding announcement to Oscar Harris. We can see that the names of the parents are different, just slightly different. We have, what was it, A.L. Cambridge?
The fact is, BRICS is a real thing.
Yeah.
Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. They have now added the United Arab Emirates. They have now added Saudi Arabia. They have now added a lot of other nations, and more nations are pouring in to apply to be a part of BRICS nations. China and Russia have come together. They are now exchanging economically. They are replacing the U.S. dollar. This is a very real thing that we have never seen happen. And that's why we don't think it's possible, and we don't know how to respond, because we've never experienced this before.
Yeah.
In our generation, any generation within the last 200, 300, 400 years, we don't even know that it's a real thing. We still think it's a video game, it's a movie, because we've been so numb to it. We're like, oh, cool. Let me go down the street and use my dollar.
Yeah.
There will be a point, and it is happening now. In Nigeria, as a matter of fact, they tried to go to the bank to take money out, and they said, we don't have any money.
Yep.
People who have Bitcoin in certain nations tried to get it out in U.S. dollars. They said, we can't give you that. Certain nations are now not even accepting U.S. dollars. Like, it is a real thing, brother. This is why people who are trying to just say, well, the U.S. will always have money, always be the number one currency in the planet. There's, at one point, you got to stop. You have to be honest about your failing nation, because it's not even yours to begin with, all right? Yeah. So you got to be honest about that too. It's like, you got to stop with this nonsense.